Our next concept, two concepts, is self-esteem and organizational based self-esteem. Self-esteem. We all have self-esteem. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. The level of confidence in one's own worth. Are you proud today? Are you not so proud? Are you worthy? We have, our self-esteem would go up and down. Overall, maybe it's high for the most part or low for the most part. So this is within ourself and within life. We just have life self-esteem. Then we have organizational-based self-esteem. The self-perceived value that individuals have of themselves as organizational members. So what this says is a person has two sets of self-esteem and they're related, but you have your life, your family, and how you feel about yourself. And then at work, you have a separate self-esteem and how you think of yourself as an organizational member. So this is important, and really, I think it's cultural. I have talked to several people around here, and they don't seem the work self-esteem doesn't matter to them as much as their own self-esteem. They're not affected as much by how they perceive themselves in the workplace. Whereas I think different cultures, such as my culture, is the organizational-based self-esteem is highly influential on the overall self-esteem. So we would have to look at that. But anyway, the point is there's two origins of self-esteem. So what we're trying to do is create, as managers, I think we want to create a system, an organization where everyone gets to be and feel cool. Because everybody wants to feel cool. I don't know of anybody that wants to have low self-esteem. When they get to that point, then they probably really need help. So as managers, how can we keep people's self-esteem up? It doesn't do us any good to have people that are depressed and hurting inside. So here's some tips for us as managers to try to maintain in the employee's self-esteem. We could monitor performance. Are there any successes? Are they having trouble? How can we help them? How can we support them so they're more successful? We could use encouragement to help them get across that challenge that we might have coming up. And we need to show them that someone cares. A lot of the organizations, it is sink or swim. But in a organization of purity, we want people that feel good about themselves. There's no good in having depressed employees. We need spirited employees that feel good about themselves, employees that feel cool. So, can we show that somebody cares? A lot of people's thought of the workplace is, positive or negative, is whether they have a friend at work. Is there somebody that they can talk to? Have we built trust? Have we built in challenges for the person, if possible, where we can have successes and some recognition and then build them up to where they're doing more challenging things and meaningful things. So we need to get some successes, and while we don't want to bring out the plaques and all of that stuff, Employee of the Month and all that crap, some recognition would help us with this self-esteem. Also, I want to point out protection. Just like in the tomatoes, the farmer protected his tomatoes. So how can we protect employees from bullies and failures? I have worked with bullies, and while I was kind of tough inside, I just kind of let them do their thing. At the end of the day, they really kind of brought me down. And that was their whole game. They pumped themselves up by taking other people down. I'm glad they're gone. I'm thinking of the second one now. So we don't want that. And failures. If we monitor the performance of the employees and do the training, if there's any training that's needed, we need to set people up for success, not set people up for failures. I'm thinking of the time that my boy was probably 5 years old, and we got him a bigger bike. And it was too big, but there was either the small one or the big one. There wasn't the medium size one that we needed. And my biggest fear was that I had set the boy up for failure. He's gonna get on this bike, he can barely touch the pedals, and if he crashes, guess whose fault that is? Mine. I'm the manager, right? So we want successes, we don't want failures. We want to protect people as much as we can so they can feel good about themselves, have high self-esteem in the workplace, outside of the workplace, and more importantly, what is life worth if you don't have a chance to feel cool about something? So, think about that. Think about that. How is your self-esteem different in life and on the job? You know, it could be better on the job than it is in life.